Welcome back to Reclaim Your Stride. I'm Dr. Michael Wynn and wanted to talk to you today about hip replacement surgery and differing ways to perform hip replacement surgery, including a minimally invasive approach that I think is advantageous to patients. And this is the minimally invasive anterior approach. So with a hip replacement, this is the common final pathway: the placement of the prosthesis in the femur and the acetabulum, and the articulation of the prosthetic ball with the cup. What we're talking about is ways to get into the hip in order to perform this procedure. And there's three main ways. I'll use an anatomic model to help me to get into the hip. The first is the most traditional posterior approach, and this is going through the buttock musculature. The patient is on their side during surgery. An incision is made more over the buttocks area and side of the hip. The gluteus maximus, which is the main muscle of the buttocks, is split in line with its fibers. And then several muscles from the back of the hip are released from the bone in order to expose the hip through the posterior or the access through the back. Another approach is called the lateral approach, in which an incision is made over the outside of the hip. Dissection is carried down, and significant amounts of what's called the abductor musculature is detached from the trochanter on the side of the hip and tagged for later repair, gaining access to the hip in this way. Again, you can have a great result with both the posterior and the lateral approaches, but I do feel like they're more invasive for the patient than what we'll talk about now, which is the anterior approach. The minimally invasive anterior approach is done with an incision on the front of the thigh, usually 4 to 5 inches. This is how I perform nearly all of my hip replacement surgery. Incision is made, the surgeon develops a natural muscle plane to spread the muscles, gaining access to the hip, which actually sits closer to the front of the body than the back. So the hip is readily accessible through this pathway. The hip is exposed, the arthritic ball is removed, offering easy access to the acetabulum for placement of the acetabular component, and also access to the femur for placement of the femoral component. So I believe some of the advantages of a minimally invasive anterior approach is that it's less disruptive to the muscle, involves less soft tissue disruption, and therefore I believe less pain after surgery. It's easier on all of the soft tissues because there's just less tissue that you're going through. I believe it offers the potential advantage of greater mobilization, earlier mobilization for the patient after surgery as opposed to the other approaches. I also like the fact that this approach is done on a specialty table. In my case, I use the HANA table, but there's several different specialty tables where the patient lays supine, which means on their back during surgery. Because the patient is supine, fluoroscopy or x-ray can be brought in, and we can check x-rays before we even start the surgery. We can check x-rays during the surgery, and then we can check x-rays after we have the components in to ensure that the components are appropriately sized and everything is in the position we want. I think that's a huge advantage for the anterior approach. I think it really reduces the risk of errors and complications with surgery in my hands. I also think the anterior approach is very conducive to outpatient surgery. So patients that want to come in and have surgery and go home later that day, I think the anterior approach is a great option for them. So what are some of the disadvantages of the anterior approach? Well, I believe that it is more technically demanding, and so many surgeons aren't comfortable doing this approach. I learned this approach about 15 years ago, and now I've done several thousand, so it's the way I prefer to perform hip replacement surgery. But for many people that aren't as comfortable with it, it is more technically demanding to perform the surgery through an anterior approach. Another potential disadvantage for some surgeons is that it can be more time consuming on the table. At this point of doing several thousand, I'm pretty efficient at doing it, but starting out, it can take a longer time to do the surgery. So my personal experience in performing the anterior approach is that patients, in my opinion, have less pain. They're able to mobilize more quickly, and I think they have a better surgical experience. I think patients are more set up to have outpatient surgery, and I believe that outcomes, especially in the short term, are better with the anterior approach as to other approaches.